Hi guys, and today's blog is going to be about clipping masks and shape tools. And what we're going to be doing today is a Hogwarts House Professor Snape card that you would get in the Chocolate Frogs. So it's a collectible item. And because the winning poll chosen by you guys this week was what was your Hogwarts house, and the winner was Slytherin. So first we make some rectangles with the rectangle tool. What I've done is I've just colored them green and silver, created a pattern, and when I duplicated the pattern, I just held the Option key and dragged. So that creates a duplicate of what you're working with. Then we create a polygon with the polygon tool and create the outline. You layer that on top of the rectangle pattern that you've created. Make sure everything's selected and the polygon is on top. Then press Command 7 on your keyboard and it'll create a clipping mask, which I love. I love the clipping mask. I use it a ton. So now what we're doing is we're just duplicating the shape that we originally created with the polygon tool and creating a dark stroke on the outside that lays inside the path. And this will create a nice thick border around the polygon that we created with the pattern. And then we lower the opacity of the original polygon, the clipping mask, and put a silver background so it's not as bright. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting Professor Snape. So now this part is just mostly basic shapes, and I'm playing around with the colors of his skin tone and everything like that. I used almost entirely the shape tools, which is the ellipse, the rectangle, and the polygon tool. I do use a little bit of the pen tool when I make his cloak, but I think that's about it. Now I'm using a lot of the A tool. Oh, his hair. I forgot about the hair. I'm using a lot of A, which is the direct select tool, which means I can directly select every key point and change it and adjust it where I need it to be. This is super helpful for me because I just generally usually make a general shape and then adjust it as I go. So now we're just adjusting his hair, putting his ear in where it needs to be, and this is, you see, I can use the A tool to kind of tweak where I want things to be. We're just changing his hair because I couldn't decide what I wanted it to look like. And then now we're just going to use the rectangle tools and everything. That's the rounded rectangle tool to create his neck and his cloak. And then I'm just going to skip forward until he's about done, or we do the clipping mask on his eyes. So here we are, we're creating his eyes, and what I'm doing is using multiple levels of the Ellipse tool with different variations in its shape to create the iris, the white of the eyes, which isn't quite white. I can't imagine Snape having pure white, like eyeballs. And then layering them to create kind of like an eye shape. And what I'm going to do here is just kind of adjusting the size, is half the ellipse, and what you can do is there's a little handle on the side of the Ellipse tool that has like a double circle, and if you grab that and turn it, you can create a half circle, which I find really helpful. And so I've created the half circle, and now we're going to clip using the clipping mask technique. So you make sure everything is selected with the shape you want on top as the clipping mask with a path as a stroke on the outside, and then Command 7. That's the big thing. And we're using the ellipse tool to make eyebrows. So what you do is you make an ellipse or a circle, grab one of the anchor points on one of the sides, drag it out so it looks kind of like a teardrop shape, and then adjust the handles to create the different curves in the circle. This is just his mouth. It was a curved line path. And so we're just adjusting the color, moving his eyes around a bit, And now I'm trying to make bags under his eyes so he looks a little bit more tired than, Professor Snape is not a man, I imagine, who gets his beauty rest. Probably stresses out a lot about, killing Dumbledore and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've done Snape now. And what I'm doing is I grouped him and I've moved him into where I want him to be on top of the ellipse, duplicated, not top of the ellipse, on top of the polygon, duplicated the original polygon outline so that it'll border him out on the bottom. If you can see, he kind of hovers over the edge of the border a lot. I just kind of wanted to get him straight in there. So he gets clipped as well with the polygon tool. Lot of polygon, lot of clipping. And then kind of adjusting him where I need him to be. And then I think now I'm going into I'm just kind of moving him around. We're going into symbols, and we're going to find the banners. The symbols is great. They've got lots of options already pre-made for you to use, and you really just adjust the colors. So what I'm doing here is I've taken a banner they've made already in the program and changing the fill to kind of like an off-white gray color and the stroke to a dark black. It's not quite black, like everything on him isn't black. The only thing black, I think, is like the polygon original outline. And just to kind of adjusting where it is, and then we're going to use the type tool to create his name and a little phrase underneath him, which obviously is Hogwarts hero, because he is the hero of Hogwarts. He did his very best. Anytime now. I'm just picky where I'm putting it. There we go. So here's the type tool. Also, I had to go Google how to spell professor. I am not the greatest speller, but you know what? Google, that's what Google's for. So now we're just picking a font, and that's in the character set, character panel on the right-hand side, and just going through the ones that I have. I liked that one, but I thought it was a little bit too busy. And we're just picking something a little bit more stock standard. I mean, it doesn't have anything particularly, just something that looks nice with a serif footing on the bottom. Adjusting the size and the layout and everything. Just kind of see what I like. There we have it. It's Professor Snape trading card that you get in a chocolate frog, using clipping masks and mostly general shapes, but a little bit of the pen tool. And I tried to size him up here, but when I did, I lost that really nice halo effect I got on the stroke originally. So he has almost like a drop shadow. So I just sized him back down. But I mean, I could have adjusted that later, but just for this tutorial, I just kept it as is. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys liked the blog. And if you did, don't forget to comment or leave a like. And let us know what you use the clipping mask for, if you use the clipping mask at all. And yeah, see you guys next week. Bye.